Segment we're going to talk about first-time buyers. In all my years in the car business, one of the biggest questions I got from people was, hey, I'm a first-time buyer, what do I do? How do I buy a car? And well, it's quite simple. I'm going to take you step by step through this in this segment. But also, you need to be doing your own research. Talk to Navy Federal if you're military. If you're not, talk to your own bank. They probably have some car buying information in there. There's all kinds of online sites where you can go to do research about different cars and pull up information about financing and about, all kinds of information. It's out there. You just need to go on and find it. Now also, for a first-time buyer, the first thing you're going to be looking at is your credit. Okay, do you have any credit or not? Probably not if you're a first-time buyer, which is not a problem. That's expected. In most cases, as a first-time buyer with zero credit or very little credit, you're probably going to need some down payment money. The dealerships may try to tell you, oh, you need this much money, you need that much money, but it's the banks who tell them that. So if you go in saying, okay, how much money do I need? Well, don't always know. It depends on the bank. Most cases, I would say $2,000, maybe $2,500, depending on the car you get and depending on the terms that are agreed to. Sometimes you may not need any money down, but you need a cosigner. You need your mom or your dad. I had to cosign for my daughter's first car. My dad had to cosign for my first car. The benefits to that is a lower interest rate. Interest rates are very important. It's going to play into how much you pay for that car over the time. And you really want to keep that interest rate as low as possible. Being a first-time buyer, being a high risk, you're probably going to be double-digit interest rate. Not a big deal. I had my first car was 14% for the first year. After that, I got a refinance. So that's an option for you. Refinancing is simply taking that existing loan that you have and the bank redoes it to where it's a lower interest rate. Or another bank will buy that loan from that first bank and again, a lower interest rate. That's the benefit of the refinancing. Usually it doesn't cost you anything. So that's a good thing for you. You want to narrow down what kind of car you want. Being a first-time buyer, in most situations there's not a lot of money or not a lot of income there. You want to keep it down under control. You don't want to go try to find a $35,000 car if you're a first-time buyer. Okay, so find something that's, to me, cheapest that you can afford, cheapest that you're comfortable with. I say that because usually your first car is a temporary car. You're going to keep it for a couple of years till you're making more money, then you're going to want to get something nicer. So keep that in mind as you're going around looking, or as you go online looking. Usually the prices that you see online or at a dealership, it's still negotiable. Negotiating is going to be another segment, of course, but there's always room in there for them to negotiate price. Being a first-time buyer and brand new to negotiating and dealing with a dealership, they're going to look at that and they're going to say, okay, here's somebody that we can really work and probably make some extra money out of. It's always important for them to know that you have somebody back home, a mom or dad or whatever, that you're going to bounce off your information. Yes, I'm going to look at the cars. I want to hear a general idea of what it's going to cost me. And then for financing, you always want to try to avoid that initially because they're going to try and use that to get you into a payment mindset. Dealers make better money or an easier transaction if they can sell you a payment instead of selling you a price of the car. So keep that in mind. What you do on your first transaction or first meeting with that dealership is you tell them, hey, yes, I'm looking for this car. I already found it online. This is what I saw. I liked it. I want to come see it in person. I'm brand new to this. However, I got my mom or dad back home who I'm going to be sharing this information with, so I can't make any decisions here on my own today. It's very important you tell a dealership that so that they don't try to pressure you into doing something that may not be the wisest move. You always want to look and then take your information and go think about it. One of the first things they're going to tell you, first-time buyer, hey, this car may not be here tomorrow. Well, okay, it may not be, but there'll be another one I can find somewhere else. Or maybe it will be there. Okay, cars do sell quickly. I saw that many times. Had somebody come in and see a car, next day it was gone. But you cannot let that drive you into making a rash decision. You need to think through these decisions and take your time with it. If anything, take that with you in this video or in this segment. that as a first-time buyer, it's going to be very risky for you out there. You're talking to people who've been in the business a long time. They're going to be trying to take advantage of you. I don't care what they try to tell you otherwise. Just take your time, use your resources. You got me, you've got your family that you can draw on to make good decisions. All right, and put your if you have any questions, go to the message center and pop them in there, and then we can go from there.